Hey, y'all. Hey, my name is Nat. I'm here from Word on the Curve podcast. Stop by for a little bit tonight. I'm a little bit behind due to internet issues. You know, when you move, the internet has a tendency to act up and do different things, right? And so that's exactly what mine is doing. Hey, Frank and Christina Sasso. I want to say hello to my producers. I'd like to say hi to Josh Waring, the person who introduced me to podcasting. And I love to say hello to my audience, those who are here now and those who will drop in later. Hey, y'all. Hey. Yeah, word on the curve. We got a word for you tonight. And I am trying to fix something here to help ensure that if I fall off, that somebody will fall in and let me know. So I have to set that up. And as I shared, I'm a little bit behind schedule due to internet issues. But if you know, baby. So let's get into it. Yeah, drink water or tea when you suffer from sinus infections, as I do this time of year. And no matter what I do, for my health nuts out there, nuts being affectionately used, I do everything I can to avoid it. They happen. So, hey, if you know, you know. And for those of you suffering allergies, as I am tonight, green tea always helps. So let's be honest here tonight. I heard you. I heard every bit of it and you. I saw you too. I ignored it because here's what I understand. On a regular basis, the game changes. And as we become more seasoned, you know, like in our late 40s, early 50s, mid 50s, and even 60s, we recognize that. And we respect it and we learn from it. You know, I haven't met a person yet who couldn't teach me something. I'm teachable, right? Good, better, and different. I'm teachable. What I don't want to be, what I can be, what success looks like, what it doesn't look like, what failure looks like, what it doesn't look like. And hey, all of us have failed at some point in time. I know I have. So let's be honest. I didn't get here overnight. I didn't. There was a time when every word, every sight, every opinion had weight. It did. It had weight. Past tense. Long time ago, past tense. Even more so now than 10 years ago. And then it didn't really have any weight. I used to carry things I had no business holding, react to things that didn't deserve my energy at all under any circumstances, and spend a lot of time prior to my 50s or late 40s, early 50s explaining myself. I don't do that anymore. And I ain't arguing with you. I'm going to listen to you, move on, and do exactly what I need to do for me. So sometimes people are just simply committed to misunderstanding us, and we have to accept that. But with time and growth, a few life lessons that didn't come easy, I arrived, and so will you. Yeah, when I say I heard you, but I ignored you, come at me wrong. I don't switch up. Excuse me, I switch lanes. Get crazy, I switch lanes. Not because I'm cold, but because I'm clear about who, what, how, and where I am. And that matters. It took a minute, but eventually, you come to realize not everything needs a response. It doesn't. And not every situation is mine to fix, and neither is it yours. We're not the trauma center. We are not. We have to stop acting like it. I know I did. Oh, God. At a certain stage and age, the game changes, right? And see, for those of you who don't understand it, I don't care where you are, what you're doing, and how you got there. Eventually, the game is going to change, and it's not always going to be in your favor. I learned that. You stop forcing things and you start flowing. And suddenly the noise doesn't hit the same. It certainly doesn't hit me the same. People expect that I'm going to be upset about things or I'm going to feel certain. No, I'm not. Mm-mm. Don't mess with my man, my money, my children, or my home, and we're good. And even when you do that, I have a way of backing off and unpacking that stuff and handling the process, right? The beautiful, bumpy, breakthrough field road to not taking things personal. People misbehave because they've been traumatized. I'm not excusing them. I'm just telling you what it is. They misbehave when they think they have all the answers. They misbehave and act out a character and get new with you when they think they're impressing other people. But what they don't realize is those people see you too, right? So knowing, not taking things personal, to knowing your worth, to choosing peace over performance. I had somebody perform on me and thought they was doing something slick. Baby, they still slipping and sliding. And not because of me, because of their bad behavior that continues to go on and on and on. That's right. No shade, no spite, just wisdom. Wisdom with hard learned lesson that comes with walking through it and coming out of it lighter. I've come out of so much stuff lighter. And it didn't just happen. It's been happening. I accept it more now than ever before, right? When they slip slide, and let them slip slide. Don't worry about it. Because if you know, you know. And if you don't yet, you're about to find out. You're on your way. Let's unpack this shift. I said shift. I ignored you. You stop reacting and you start recognizing, right? Because when the game changes, so does your response. And I'm telling you, the game is going to change on your side, their side, and in the middle. The game will eventually change. People think they're doing something slick or, that they're acting out of turn or they're doing what the crowd likes. If everybody in the crowd likes you, you ain't doing nothing. Don't ask me. Ask Google. Ask Siri, and she might curse you out. For example, somebody tries to press your buttons, but they don't hit like they used to. You heard the tone, you caught the energy, you just didn't let it in. Don't let it in. Just don't let it in. Everything doesn't need an answer. You understand it now, and that's enough. Sometimes just understanding that people are traumatized, and when they're misbehaving, they're trying to get you to trauma bond. And sometimes for a minute, you do. In my very last situation, I did. I came right back at them like, what are you doing? Right? And now I recognize they need that. They're a chameleon. They have to fit in. They have to go with what they think is the flow. They have to have a smart mouth because they think having a smart mouth makes them smart. They have to talk slick. They have to ride both sides of the fence because they don't know how to ride alone. And the game will change the moment you realize peace is a power move. I saw it, I heard it, I outgrew it. That's right. And none of this happens overnight. And so, and growing and learning is a continuous process. It continues to happen. I'm going to continue to do this, continue to scratch my eyes, clear my throat. It's allergies, right? I always feel like I have a piece of sandpaper in my eye. That's right. So, growth is quiet. You don't argue with the uninformed. And you can always tell when they're uninformed, not based on your judgment, but based on their behavior. Someone brings up something old, trying to measure you by who you used to be. But baby, that version expired. Okay? Come at me crooked if you want to. I don't switch up, I switch lanes. I'll get away from you real quick. I mean, with the quickness. I will. I like peace. When they do it, when they try to come at me with a measuring cup, I'll walk right past it. I don't have to prove my evolution to anybody. It shows in my behavior. It shows in what I do. I cannot talk about wanting to do the right thing when I'm doing all the wrong things. It shows up even when I'm not speaking it. Behavior tells everything. I don't have to prove it to anyone. If they missed it, they weren't meant to witness it. That's right. Sometimes God just removes people from our lives because that's what needs to happen. He removes them, right? I'm not who I was, and I'm not explaining who I am, right? You finally accept that some things just don't matter anymore. They don't. Not because you don't care, because you finally do, right? You finally care about you. You finally care about your peace. You know, like when the group chat you left on red, they call, you didn't return, the invite you declined with no excuse. I do that a lot. I don't have to give an excuse for saying no. I didn't forget. I just chose me. So my priorities realign on a regular basis. And if yours doesn't, get a mentor who can help you do that. I have one. Hey, Nabila Ishmael up there in North Jersey. Thanks for loving me, girl. And you realize, um, once your priorities align, you realize the game works in your favor when you stop playing for approval. Validation is for parking only. That's right. I heard you. I ignored you. And nothing in my life shifted except my peace. Hey, y'all. Hey, thanks for joining me here this evening. It's all about peace. It's about alignment. It's about knowing who you are. It's about knowing that you grow through things. It's about knowing that it doesn't happen overnight. It's about knowing that people are going to try you. It's about knowing the game changes. It changes for all of us. Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. And by the way, social media is just that. It's Hollywood. People are sometimes paid to perform with likes and acceptance from others who wouldn't know them if they bumped into them in the middle of the street. Water, fruit, moisturize, and mind your business. I'm Annette here at Word on the Curb. I want to thank you for joining me here this evening. I'll see you again next week. That's right. Shift. That shift, baby. Do you? I mean, really do you? Stop seeking others' approval. Because guess what? Most of the people that you're performing for, they don't care about you anyway. I said what I said. Ask Google. Learn something. Align yourself. Because the game changes. You're not always going to be on top. You won't always be on the bottom either. Sometimes you'll be right in the middle, just enjoying your peace. And you don't have to accept invites. You're not supposed to be everywhere. Have a good night. Thanks for joining me. Best friend, best friend. Thank you.